This is Increase, and you are now tuned in to my exclusive interview.
What's up, everybody? This is Cabana Music Production. This is Increase, the founder, rapper, artist, producer of Cabana Music. This is first interview. Increase. So tell us about how you got your name.
Uh, well, Increase stands for being more, uh, about growth, about abundance, um, about taking it to another level. And this increase, that's what that means to me. That's what I'm about.
So when did you know you was in love with hip hop?
Oh man, that's a that's a cool little question. Hip hop, probably I bought my first CD was Do or Die. Uh, when they had that Pope Pimpin' single, do you wanna ride in the backseat of a cat? So that was like my first hip hop CD I ever bought, and shit, I think that's when I started falling for hip hop. Man, I probably was like 12, 13 years old, but music, as far as music, I probably love since forever, all kinds of music, but then I started falling into hip hop.
So where exactly did the name Cabana Club? Where did that name come
Cabana Club Music.
from? Cabana Club Music. Where did you get that idea
Yeah. Cabana Club is it's sort of like a double meaning. Cabana Club was the apartments I stayed at when I had my first studio. I set my studio up in my bedroom. I used to have people come over and I used to have to flip my mattress up on the wall and then bring some chairs out, and then that was the studio. You know what I'm saying? And it was called a Cabana Club Apartments, and I was in apartment 1I. That was my apartment, and it was on the first level, the first floor, right in the middle. And shit, that's where I started mixing, producing, recording, and so that's where, as far as Cabana Club, that's where the name comes from. But the meaning of it, Cabana Club, is just that's also about growth. You know what I'm saying? That's why the logo is a palm tree. You know what I mean? Like it's just about growth in life. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so
So it seemed like you're very passionate about music. What do you love most about music?
uh yeah, I would say yeah, I'm passionate about music, but I'm passionate about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But with music, I feel like it's what God gave me. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like my appreciation of it, my ability to take it in, my ability to understand how it affects other people. I think that's God given. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like if you're gonna try to do something with your life, why not do something with what God gave you?
Regarding your company, your record label, Cabana Club Music, where do you see this company going in the future? What are your plans for it? The current plans and future plans for it?
It's as far as Cabana Club Music, where do I see Cabana Club Music? I think it fits well that Cabana Club Music is in St. Louis. You know, however off that may sound, St. Louis don't have no beaches. St. Louis don't have no ocean. So Cabana Club Music, as far as the boats and the yachts and the palm trees and the relaxation and the pool and the water and the just chilling, all that, I think we need that here in St. Louis. So I just see Cabana Club Music just continuing to grow and continuing to make a name for itself in the St. Louis area.
You give us a quick rundown of how you grew up, like your biography, summary of it.
I was born in Jamaica, Queens, New York. That's why I was. That's when I first came into the world, and my parents, they divorced at a young age. Um, I was like 3, you know what I'm saying, when they got divorced, and then my grandma died, and so then that kind of sent the family like in disarray. So at about 3, 4 years old, that's when my mom moved to St. Louis. And but the funny thing is though, like, my parents, they from Haiti. They was both born in Haiti, and I still didn't know English at the time. So I didn't really start learning English until I was like 5, 6. My first language I was speaking was Creole. That's the language of Haiti. So when I first came to St. Louis, shit, I don't remember much, you know what I'm saying? But I know it had to be hard. Shit, a single black mom, with a young son, just got divorced, and come to St. Louis. She had to work a lot, you know what I'm saying? Overtime, double shifts. So I spent a lot of time with babysitters, you know what I'm saying? And my first babysitter, her name was Poochie, and that was on Dade. Dade, that's about a couple blocks from Kinlock. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that knows the St. Louis area. But yeah, that was my first babysitter, and she was a cool babysitter, but she was street. You know what I'm saying? Like, she used to watch HBO all the time. You know what I'm saying? I was like, a young 7, 8, 9 years old, and she just watched HBO and Cinemax all the time. So I watched all the dirty movies. You know what I'm saying? With the cursing, and then Poochie was more free than my mom. You know what I'm saying? My mom, as I would come to find out when I grew up, and my mom didn't have to work as much, and I spent more time with my mom. I seen that my mom was trying to be strict, try to keep me from bad influences. But when I had my babysitter, she didn't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, I mean, she probably had some things going on the side, you know what I'm saying? Like, just little things I would see. I was young at the time. But she would let me be out till like 9, 10 o'clock at night, you know what I'm saying? I'm like 8, 9 years old. So I was in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, with, my friends, people down the street, just hanging with the crew. So, shit, and then from there, I guess I got into the school system, you know what I'm saying, instead of the streets.
So you came from Jamaica, Queens, to the Kinlock area, then where did you go from there?
What you said when I went what?
You came from Jamaica, Queens to the Kinlock area. Where did you go from there?
We moved around a lot. I didn't really feel like I had a lot of stability. Like, we moved to different school districts. I mean, we was in that was the Ferguson Florissant School District, near Dade. And then from there, we moved to the Riverview District.
So this, the St. Louis area, what do you think about the St. Louis area? Like, I was just around this growing up in St. Louis.
How was it like growing up in St. Louis? Growing up in St. Louis, a lot of people say it's slow. Like, I was born in New York, and I still love New York to this day, just because of how people move, the speed, the energy. There's always something going on. In St. Louis is almost the complete opposite. Like, it's sort of laid back. You know, it's a lot of space. Things are spaced out. You know, it's less people. Um, but at the same time, you know, every area got its own distinct, you know, sort of character,
You got that
personality.
code, different hoods.
Yeah, yeah, and
And much unity for it.
yeah. So, and we got in its areas. You know what I'm saying? North side, south side, west side, and the east side. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it could be some tension sometimes in certain areas of St. Louis. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of history here.
So tell us about your Haitian roots. Or like you probably be a Haitian.
Yeah, yeah. Haiti got some history too, man. That was like the first country that emancipated itself from slavery. So it's like a spirit of uh, resilience.
R.I.P. Mikey B. Who was that?
Uh, um, yeah, Mikey. Some people might think Mikey B is stand for Mike Brown. You know what I'm saying? But
R.I.P. to him too.
yeah, most definitely, most definitely. It's double meaning. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of meaning in and maybe double meanings. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things that I feel like I'm creative about. There's always more than one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always more to it. You know what I'm saying? There's more information behind it. So I mean, so yeah, this is R.I.P. Mike Brown, but then my childhood friend that I grew up with, that's who I started rapping with when I was like 15, 16 years old, Michael Benson. Um, that was like my first like Ace Boon Coon, first friend that was like we used to spend the night at each other's house, you know what I'm saying, spend a lot of time chasing girls together. And we started rapping, you know what I'm saying? He was real good at it too. You know what I mean? Like he had a better flow than I did, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I would rap, but I would try to put a lot of meaning behind what I was rapping about, you know. So we had a little rap group. We used to, you know, record, like call people's voicemails and then rap on their voicemails, leaving a message and asking them what they thought about it and shit. But we ain't really took it no further. You know what I'm saying? We ain't start nothing. And but you know, Mike, uh, I mean, he was a funny dude, man, but he just had that personality. Like Mike was just that personality that stood out. Like in a room, everybody would know, like, damn, who is this dude? Because this dude, you know, he got curls, and he got jewelry, and he, you know what I'm saying, he wearing all these clothes that match, and he wearing the latest shoes, you know what I'm saying? He was just that dude, but, you know, he kind of went off in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we never did nothing with the music. I started going into education, school, you know what I'm saying, science and math. And he just sort of just got into the streets and drifted. A couple years ago, he passed from an overdose. Um, and I think there's a lot of things that can push somebody to start they own record label, you know what I'm saying? And that might be just one of the things. Like my childhood friend who I started rapping with just lost his way, you know what I'm saying, in the streets. And it's like, how much time do you have left? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time to start trying to do some shit with what you got. So, uh, Mikey B, that's who that is for me. So I decided to make a shirt. I wore the shirt in my first video for 24 hours too, um, just to represent.
Tell us about your first video, 24 hours. Who's featured in that video?
Uh,
How did you come up with the song?
24 hours features Stand Up Gang Whoa. I met him in one of the local studios when I started, you know, exploring the city and trying to find, you know, ideas, trying to find people to collaborate with. I ran into him. Um, and they got him on the song. Me and Rocky Bird produced the beat. Rocky Bird, he a producer from here in St. Louis who spent some time in LA, but fortunately I ran into him in the beginning of the year. He was living back in St. Louis, and I ran into him through one of the other local studios, Jupiter Studios at the time. I think they closed down now though, but I met him through that studio, and beginning of the year I ran into him, and I had just started Cabana Club Music a few months before, and so after setting everything up, you know what I mean, like it was time to start working on the music, and actually start, putting things to work. So it's it's actually a crazy story for real though, like how the video came about, because it was actually cheaper to, as far as studio time, to make the beat at his house. You know what I'm saying? Instead of at the studio. So that's where we ended up making the beat at. It was at his crib. And it was fun, but it was like challenging at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And for one, is because I was still working at the time, working at my first day job. You know what I'm saying? I got a family. You know what I'm saying? I've been married going on 5 years. And it was challenging trying to find the time just to spend on like mixing and producing and trying to get the right sound. But at the same time, you got to show up to work every day. At the same time, you got to make sure all the bills is paid. And I think that idea, while all that was going on, I think that is sort of birthed the idea of
You gotta be about your hustle 24 hours.
24 hours. Bills is due for 24 hours. There ain't no hour of the day where bills ain't due or something's owed. And shit, when even when it comes to either you hustling or you working, you know what I'm saying, you gotta make shit happen every single day, all hours of the day. You gotta plan ahead. You gotta make sure that your whole day is set up for you to bring money in. So it's just more meaning. You know what I'm saying? More meaning. 24 hours is more than one meaning.
Right. So the first single, 24 Hours, Increase, featuring Rocky and Stand Up Game Road. So what's your next project? What's your next single?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we definitely got some new music, some new ideas coming soon. I'm gonna be performing soon in the local St. Louis area. A couple weeks actually, and then so we're gonna be trying to perform 24 hours, and I'm actually working on collaboration with an Indian artist, where we might come together, collaborate for a single. I got some stuff planned with Stand Up Gang Whoa. We might try to either do a remix or come with something new.
What's the time location of the 24 hours?
Huh?
Time and location of the 24 hour performance.
24 hours. The first, it looked like it's gonna be September 6th at the spot on St. Charles Rock Road. So that's what, you know what I mean? Like that's the first performance I could say everything looked like that's gonna happen. And so after that, I might be performing in some other places, Utopia, and then I'm gonna be looking into other places besides that.
You got anything you want to say to local artists in St. Louis or fans, spectators, haters?
Yeah, man. Tune into your dreams, man. Whatever it is you feel like God gave you, make that shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to do something towards it. Whether it's a small step or a baby step or it's a big move, try to do something towards it. you know, tune into your dreams.
So you got a social media outlet or you got a website?
Yeah, CabanaClubMusic.com. That's the website. You can get updates on what we've done and where we're going, on the music, the videos, and projects. You can find me at Increase the One, at Increase the One on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Yeah, increase number one.
Increase the One.
Increase the one.
Yeah, THA1.